Much of the story of Texas was driven by cotton. Mexican officials had hoped that white gold would transform that rough and remote province into a money-making enterprise. Cotton had attracted Southerners to Texas, and they had been the dominant population ever since. The fiber had brought the enslaved African American population to Texas as well, and then gave them a way forward as free people. Cotton was the pathway to prosperity for much of Texas history. Cotton has been in Texas since 1745. Native workers at Spanish missions produced the first cotton that year. From that point forward, ambitious men marked Texas as good cotton country, and so it was. Texas had joined the Confederacy thinking cotton was king, but Southerners had overplayed their hand, and that quest for independence failed. After the war, cotton finally received its overdue coronation. By 1880, Texans doubled the production from the pre-Civil War years to 805,000 bales. A decade later, 1.5 million bales of cotton came from Texas dirt. 10 years later, that amount more than doubled, with 3.5 million bales of cotton stacked around gins, presses, and sidings across the Lone Star State. Railroads were once again critical to the expansion of this cotton kingdom. As tracks spread into the interior, farmers could more easily ship their crops to market. As a result, cotton migrated with the railroad. The more tracks that were laid, the more acres that were broken into cotton. Cotton cultivation was labor-intensive. Hot, dusty fields made for hard work. People harvested each boll by hand. The plant, with its prickly husk, punished hasty workers who would snag their fingertips on its hardened points. Veteran cotton pickers, with rough-hewn hands and scarred fingers, loaded their crop a boll at a time into burlap bags they dragged behind them in the fields. Once full, these laborers loaded the sacks onto wagons. These loads of loose cotton were then hauled to the gin where machines, called engines or gins in the old days, separated the fiber or lint from the seed. The gin operator kept a portion of the seed as partial payment to resell at the start of next year's crop. The lint was gathered into loose bales where buyers arrived to grade the quality of the cotton. They used an 8-point scale. The better the cotton, the better the price. Fiber length, cleanliness, strength, maturity, color, and other factors all went into the judging. The absolute best rating was called middle fair, or fair to middling. This became a common phrase in Texas. When asked about how things were going, old-timers might respond, fair to middling, which meant great. The next grade was strict good middling. The third level of quality was good middling. The fourth, strict middling. The fifth, strict low middling. The sixth, low middling. Seventh, strict good ordinary. And the eighth, just good ordinary. Once the cotton had been graded and ginned, the rough cotton bales were hauled to buying centers, which were normally near towns with good rail connections. Purchasers could take the loose bales to a mechanical compress and pack it down tight for efficient shipping. The shippers stacked this processed cotton in yards and warehouses, awaiting transport to market. Most Texas cotton went elsewhere to be turned into cloth. Textile mills remained rare in the state. Of all the ways that Texans made money in the 19th century, cotton was king.